Good afternoon, everybody. This is Carrie Scroggins with my husband Bill, and we are giving you guys an update today on Bill's recovery from his surgery back in December. If you remember, he had a discectomy and a disc fusion on December the 5th. Today, we are on day 47 of his recovery, and he saw his surgeon today, so we wanted to give you an update on how he's doing. And I'm going to let him take it from here. Hi, Bill.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing? For those who have to have this surgery done, I'm at day 47 as the wife explained. I went and seen the surgeon today. They did x-rays and everything is coming along really nicely. So just want to give you a heads up. If you have to have this surgery, definitely listen to your surgeon. Do what he tells you to do. I think I've been doing most of that, just relaxing and sitting in the chair, doing the exercises. And there's so many different exercises that the occupational therapy and the physical therapy will give you do. Don't seem like much. They're little bitty exercises to get your strength back. So just follow their instructions to do your best of your ability. Relax, take your time. This is like I said, we've said this before, this is a marathon. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. Although we would like to have it to happen overnight, it ain't going to happen.
So, Bill, tell them a little bit about how you've progressed in the last couple of weeks. How far are you walking? How many times a day are you walking? And how would you rate your improvement from our last video, which is about 2.5 weeks ago?
Well, number one, the walking is a huge plus. Get up and walk as much as you can. I have an app on my phone. Oh, you probably can't see it, but it tracks all my walking steps and turns them into miles for me. Great little app. Carried on my hip. So I have progressed from the day of surgery. I was walking roughly 3/4 of a mile a day with the injury. I am now up to about 2.6 miles a day on and off in that aspect. So I do it every day religiously. I get up. Once I was able to get up and get myself dressed and get my shower and do those things, showers just, I can't enjoy those. But get up, do your walking. I have incorporated my walking with my arm exercises that they want you to do. If you'd like to see some of those exercises, I don't want to take over physical therapy, but I know there's a lot of people out there that probably know I could probably walk you through those exercises and the arm exercises. These are things you can do in your bed, laying on your back, just to get yourself and get your blood flowing and get these extremities working again. I have found that by having this surgery, my walking has gotten, I want to say, at least 80% better. The nerve, I feel like, is starting to fire. Most people that are having this done, I'll show you a little exercise that the guy, when you sit on your edge of your bed and you bounce your grandchild on your knee, right? So you can see how fast this one is moving. The left one, it is still trying to fire. And I'm trying to bounce that as fast as I can. And it's getting there, but it's not like the right one, which we knew. So that's one of the exercises they have me doing, is just doing this up and down with my knees all day, alternating them, just to get this nerve reacclimated.
How much improvement do you think you've seen, like a percentage? How much better are you today than you would say 2 weeks ago?
I would probably put about 40%, maybe 50%.
So almost double where you were 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's definitely coming faster, I do believe.
Okay.
Just overall.
And how is your recovery of the actual surgery site in the front and in the back, and has your swelling, the swelling in your neck improved, and are you able to eat better now?
I do eat almost anything I want to eat. I just have to chew it up really, really good.
Okay.
I still have trouble swallowing from time to time. Still coughing up clear phlegm from time to time when I eat, which is nasty in my opinion, but I think it's part of surgery.
And have you personally seen, because one of your biggest symptoms that you had was your instability in your gait and your walking and your balance. Would you say that you've seen a substantial difference post surgery than when, before you had the surgery? Would you agree with that statement that it is much better now?
It's 3/4 better at least. I'm actually, they took me off the walker today and wanted me to start using my cane more.
Okay.
So that was a huge plus because he was really worried about people. He didn't want me to fall. So he kept me in that walker, and I've been using the walker as stable to help stabilize me as I walk these miles. So today I'll start using the cane, do my little 3/4 walk, come back in, do it to it, then I'll start extending that walk down the road a little bit. If I walk down my driveway and I walk down to the left of my cul-de-sac and back down a few houses the other directions, I have it's almost a mile.
Okay.
So I will start extending those trips again. Like I said, it's a slow process. It's a marathon.
Okay.
So I'll have to restart those walks like I was doing with the walker. Just extend them ever so many feet more each day until I get back up to where I was walking before with the walker.
And what can you do today that you weren't doing before today that is giving you the best relief or has made you the happiest today? What can you do today that you weren't doing before the doctor gave you the okay today? And let's keep this G-rated, okay? So let's just talk about what can you physically do today that you couldn't do yesterday?
What I can do today, I feel like I can do anything, but there are still some limitations. One of the best things I think that I'll keep this G-rated is I can stand up and use the restroom now instead of sitting and squatting all the time. I'm not trying to be.
So that's returning to normal. What about your head movement? What can you do today that is feeling much better when you do it today that you weren't able to do before today?
After the doctor released me and I went and seen him today, there is quite a bit of difference that he wants me to start on. He wants me to start moving my neck around like this here, twisting as far as I can with my neck to the left and to the right to loosen those muscles up in my neck.
And does that feel good?
It feels excellent. And
Okay.
the one thing that he did say was to look up and look down as far as I could. They originally had me when I wanted to look at my feet, I had to bend at the waist to do that.
Okay.
And now he's telling me to look down and stretch those back muscles in the neck. So at first, when they did this, they said just keep everything as straight as possible. So they didn't put me in a halo or a collar or anything. So it was left up to me to make sure I stayed straight as possible.
Right.
In general.
And does that feel so much better now that you are able to do that?
Released me to work my neck, and you can see it, to get that range of motion back.
Mm-hmm.
This feels so good to do. And looking down and stretching that muscle, because he knew exactly what I was going through with this tightness of these muscles in the traps and where he cut. That's why I keep saying, listen to your surgeon, ask him questions, anything. Don't be afraid to ask him, because this is his field. This is what he does. It's not like it may not be your profession. This is his profession. He should know what is best for you. I think today when he lifted all my limitations and restrictions quote unquote. He still has a few other ones that he wants me to do. One of the things is he definitely wants me to start seeing a off-site physical therapist.
Right, so not at home, but
Not
actually
at
go
home.
to because there's more that they can do at a physical therapy location for you physically than you can do here at home,
That
which
is correct.
totally makes sense.
So,
And how do you feel today after seeing your surgeon today, where you are in your recovery? I know the doctor has given you a work release.
that is correct.
Where are you in that process? Are you 100% comfortable in that? Are you still do you still feel that there's a little bit more work that needs to be done for you before you're completely ready and able, based upon his recommendations today, for your going back to work?
I think I can perform pretty well. I think the biggest challenge I'm going to have, because I do work from home, I look at the computer a lot. Trying to do the off-site therapy, I don't know how it's going to affect my stamina.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been going upstairs, sitting at the computer, doing things 2 and 3 hours a day already.
To build yourself
To
back
build
up to that.
myself back up to what I was
Right.
doing before. So,
And I know he hasn't released. I mean, you're not released to go back to work today.
No, I'm not released to go back to work today.
Right. I think you're a couple of weeks out
Couple
still,
more weeks.
and you need to get into off-site physical therapy and finish your physical therapy that is scheduled for here at the house.
That is correct.
And are you, based upon what you heard today and meeting with your physician today, are you comfortable with the decisions that were made today? And as part of that, have you been completely comfortable in it, at ease with the whole process with the doctor from the beginning through today?
Yes, my doctor's been very open and honest with me. You know, he did tell me some things that, you know, I wasn't really sure of. I said, oh yeah, you just take it with a grain of salt. But after you have the surgery done and they do cut you, it's
no joke, right?
It's no joke. It's definitely,
and it's
a
more
marathon.
than you thought.
It's a lot more than what I thought and anticipated.
Okay.
So be ready.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I have pushed myself a little bit more than normal, but because I was always told, you know, do as much walking as you can.
Mm-hmm.
So I took that in. I don't know if I took it in stride, but I put a regiment and goals for myself. I set goals that I wanted to do myself,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is a big thing, instead of having someone come and say, you got to do this, you got to do that. So I always, what they said, I won't say double, but I tried to push myself as much as possible.
And do you think at some stages of your therapy to this point that you might have pushed yourself a little too much just for the rebound the next day?
Yes, because
Okay.
there were days where I did do a lot of walking. I was up and down, and you know.
So
one
caution with that then is what you mean. So yes, push yourself, but then be
do it in
ready.
moderation.
Be ready the next day to take some breathers and recuperate from working yourself the day
I'll give you
before.
a prime example. My son, youngest son, came in town on Sunday of last week. Okay, so he came in, he did some things. I had probably about a 14-hour day, and I was in bed all day Monday, basically.
Right.
I wasn't in bed all day. I was in and out of bed.
But you were
all
exhausted.
day, but I was completely just.
And that
wore
was
out.
really your first full day of, activity where you got up and you were
Up and
doing
down.
something and you were
Exactly.
working on this, and then you had lunch, and then you guys went and ran a couple of errands, and then you came back. So,
Yeah.
so that would have been at about
40
30,
days.
yeah, 40,
40.
38 to
Well,
day
at
38, maybe
47,
40,
so
something like that.
probably 45 days.
Okay.
So
So the key to for everybody, would you agree, is when you push yourself, just be ready that the next day you may need to give your body time to catch up and
yes.
to recuperate from working yourself the day
And there
before.
also is, I'll put a little perk out there for you. When they say drink protein shakes, the wife and I have a place where we get our protein shakes from, and it's chocolate. I found, for me, a chocolate-based protein shake goes down a lot easier than any other ones. Protein shakes, and I also make them with milk. I don't make it with water.
And that's to help your intake of your protein carbs, because you
That
were
is-
still struggling a little bit with your food intake,
That is
correct?
correct.
Okay. And so you're drinking how many of those protein shakes?
We got a shaker thing, and we drink 2 a day.
2 a day.
One in the morning, one in the afternoon, around dinner time.
So you're getting well over 40 grams of protein a day. And
I would probably say at least 40.
Yeah.
I think 2 scoops give you, I think he said it was 34
okay.
of protein. So
And do
we're
you see
trying
a
to take
difference?
things about
Are you
60.
seeing a difference in your energy levels, and your recovery on your muscles from taking, because you've been on those protein shakes now for about 4 full days?
Yes.
So do you see an improvement in that?
I do see improvement in my muscles.
Okay,
I
good.
wish I would have started a little bit earlier, but when you have internal or people come out there, they always, I know they do certain things, they try to get you to the next step. Even though they talked about protein intake, they didn't really say things. So why it took us so long? I think I should have started the protein much earlier,
Mm-hmm.
because we had the shakes ready and we had the powder, but we didn't do it. We listened to what the PT guy was telling us. So I personally think we should have started it probably 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. But
But-
you're still done so remarkably well that it really hasn't hurt you. It just would have made maybe some of those recovery days not quite as difficult if
Yes.
we'd have been on the protein earlier than you've been on the protein. So that's food for thought for you guys out there that are having this or have had this surgery, and you're in recovery and you're struggling with the mechanism of eating. And what I mean by that is actually the mechanism of chewing and swallowing food,
Yeah.
which is what Bill has struggled with.
I
Then
struggled with that more than anything else.
right. So then supplement earlier, adding protein shakes to your diet in between trying to eat whatever it is that you are able to eat and get down. So, and we can put a link in this video, and I will put a link in this video of the protein that Bill uses. It is from Amari Global. It is a plant-based protein shake. It is a very easily digested protein shake. And if you've taken protein shakes in the past, I can speak from experience here. A lot of them, you get a really bad aftertaste. This one is probably the least
Yeah. You don't
that
get much after
that we've
that.
experienced. Yeah, well, you don't get that with this. We also, because Bill doesn't have to worry about his weight, we're also putting a little bit of chocolate in it to enhance that chocolate flavor, so he gets 0 of that aftertaste from the protein. So today was a really great day. As you can see from just looking at his video, he looks 1,000% better, and he's just doing remarkably well. He's got a couple more weeks of really hard work in front of him, and then the hard work really begins when he gets finally released to go back to work and starts into his normal day-to-day routine. So I think one of the things that you, Bill, and you agree with me here or don't agree with me, one of the things that's important for any other patients with this surgery is to really plan ahead, know what you've got to do, follow your instructions, and listen to the professionals along the way
Yeah.
but also listen to your body and pay attention to the signs when it's telling you that it needs downtime. Would you agree with all of that?
Yeah, listen to your body. Your body will tell you when you're tired. I mean, like right now, we've had a busy morning this morning, and seeing the doctor and giving me the new exercise. It feels great to be able to move your head this way and this way and this way, but it definitely
Tires you out.
it tires me out, but it also really attacks those other muscles that you haven't been using.
Right.
And they get tired and they're sore.
Right.
So I will say that if you get the pain relief, take the pain medication.
Mm-hmm.
Pain is no joke.
Don't suffer with it.
I mean, I don't feel like I've suffered by not taking it, but I did take my last pain pill last night because it's still really tender and sore on the left side where they did most of the work. But with that said, and after speaking with the surgeon, he knew exactly what I was talking about. He put his hands right, he goes, just probably right here, right here. I mean, he hit the nail on the head. So make sure you get a good surgeon that understands what he's doing and
Do your research.
Do heavily research. We were fortunate enough, I think we found this doctor in Houston, and I would recommend him to anybody.
So if you're in Houston and you are contemplating this surgery and you need a neck discectomy and fusion, Dr. Alexander West is in Katy. He practices out of the Memorial system. I'm sorry, the Methodist system. Say that again, the Methodist system, not the Memorial. And he is at the Methodist Orthopedic Neurological Center in the Methodist network. And he is a remarkable surgeon, and we would both recommend
his staff is
him and his staff. So Alexander West in Katy. All right, I think that'll close it for today. We will come back in another week or so and do another video for you guys with Bill, so you can continue to follow his recovery. I think he's done remarkably well. This was a major surgery, and it's no joke. And you have to really pay attention to your doctors, your nursing team, and your surgeon when it comes to recovering from this very complicated surgery. But it has absolutely, I can tell you, as his wife, I see a drastic improvement from his before and now his after surgery. So it was definitely worth what he has gone through.
I need to have it done
to improve his life and his ability to continue to do all the things that he wants to do. So
I truly feel that after seeing the doctor today, my limitations for my head movement, I think most people take that literally. Stay focused. What do you have me do with my neck and hold it in position? I just took that literally, just don't move it, because that was one of the first things when they did the x-rays today. The x-ray technician said, "Why are you so stiff? Look down." I said, "I was told not to look down." So after seeing the doctor, they want me to look down and bend down as much as possible. Now, that's it, day 47, not
day 1.
7.
Right.
I mean, I have followed what they've said to do. Stay rigid.
Right.
Stay straight.
Until you heal enough, obviously, until you heal enough that you can do those things. So obviously that's where you are today.
But I've been exercising that, looking down and looking up and looking down, because originally they said not to do that. So follow your surgeon's instructions.
Right.
And it'll be a whole lot better.
All right. Well, we will see you guys in another week or so. This is Carrie and Bill Scroggins from in the Houston area, and we are posting these videos for any of you who are considering this surgery or who are also in recovery. And we wish you guys a safe and prosperous Tuesday.